This is a demonstration of the Here Reality Lens for ArcGIS Desktop Add-in Alpha. In order to open up the add-in, you install the add-in. It becomes a toolbar, as you can see here, Reality Lens in Arcmap. Opening up the toolbar, you'll see that we have a variety of options. When you launch it for the first time, in the settings, it'll ask for connection. Right now for Alpha, we have a test server for customers who have signed up. Otherwise, this will be your ArcGIS online authentication. So I'm going to close that. And so what I have open now is just a map with some layers. And in order to see where you have coverage, you use the Here Reality Lens coverage tool. Selecting that will load the coverage. In this example, we have a sample for Paris. In order to start viewing, you want to spawn a new Here Reality Lens view. It'll pick a spot approximately in the center of the map and find the nearest image and load that panoramic image. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the detail a little bit more closely. On the map, you'll see a field of view icon that shows approximately what the screen is showing. You can pan around the image in a full 360. You can navigate using the arrows at the bottom of the screen, or you can use the Seek tool to select a point on the map, and the nearest image to that will be loaded. Some other features are the ability to turn on or off layers using the standard Arcmap controls. So for example, if I turn off curbs, you'll see those disappear in the map as well as the panoramic image. I'll go ahead and turn off some other layers. And I'll go ahead and turn back on one layer like trees. So first thing you'll notice is that everything you can see on the map, you can also see on the panoramic image. So if I look at, say, trees, normally I would see just a map view, but now with the street level imagery, I can zoom in and see that each of these trees corresponds with a tree on the image. If there are any edits you'd like to make, you simply use the standard Arcmap controls to start editing. It'll bring up your feature templates for the respective layers. So, for example, if I see here that there's obviously not a tree in this area, I could reposition it, or I could use Arcmap to select and delete that object, and it'll be deleted, and again in the image as well. Quite often there are a number of features that may have misalignment. Usually this is due to inaccurate GPS data for the coordinates originally. So here you'll see sort of a shift of these trees from their actual position. To edit them, simply drag and drop to reposition those assets. You'll notice up here in the map that they'll also again store that information to the geodatabase. So these edits are happening in real time, again just by dragging and dropping. And you can save those edits by stop editing and save edits. There could also be features that you'd like to map that are currently not displayed. So let's turn on a couple more layers. I'll turn on trash cans and bollards. So I obviously see here's a trash can that's not visible in the database. So I'm going to go to Editor and start editing. I'll select the feature template for trash can. Zoom in and mark the base of that trash can. As you can see, I've added that to the map. I also see a number of bollards here that have not been added, so I'll map those just by selecting bollards and then again clicking at the base of each of these bollards. Obviously, moving down the street, you'll see those from a different viewpoint, and I will save those edits. We can also edit linear features as well. So I'm going to edit curbs in this case. As you can see, we have curbs marked on this side of the road and this side of the road, but we're missing this median. So again, by selecting the feature template for curbs, marking that curb, double clicking to end, and I've then created that attribute. So that's mapping. Now I'm going to move on to measuring. So we have a variety of measuring tools accessible with the measure tool. Opening the measure tool, you'll see we have a variety of measurements you can take. There's 3D, vertical, horizontal, catenary, and also area. I'm going to show the 3D measurement to start with, and I'll just sort of dock this up here. So 3D measurements take a measurement from one 3D point on say the first click, where I get a 3D coordinate from the server, and then say a second click, and that shows about 9.92 meters. We have also an indication of slope. If you want to take more of a vertical length measurement, I can repeat that measurement again, and clicking approximately in the same places, and you can see that now that snaps to a vertical measurement. So in this case, 5.89 meters. Or if we were to do a horizontal length, I could say snap to this feature here, and then also say to the curb there. And you can see it gives me a purely horizontal measurement of about 8.24 meters. If there were a measurement of, say, a power line or other hanging cable across the street, we could use a catenary measurement curve. So by selecting, say, a point of an attachment point of the cable, let's say we're coming out of the wall here and attaching to another wall over here. This will give us a dialog where we can drag the handle down here. I'm going to move back an image so you can see that a little bit more clearly. So if there were a power line and we wanted to measure, say, the vertical height, I would sort of line that up with the power line. As you can see, this dot here represents the lowest point on the curve. I can then take a vertical measurement, snap to that lowest point, and snap, say, to the highest point on the ground here, and get a measurement of a clearance height of about 5.89 meters. So that's the measurement tool. I'm going to clear that. We also have a cloud view tool, so that allows a user to be able to view a portion of the point cloud. So by selecting the cloud view tool, I can draw a box. I'll just sort of draw a section through the building here. As you can see, a number of 3D points are returned from the server. They're color coded by, in this case, range. You can also color code by elevation off the ground. You can also adjust the transparency or the point size as well. If you draw a smaller box, you'll request essentially more 3D points for that area. So if I wanted more detail, say on this curb right here, I could draw a box and get those points. Those points are visible from, as you move down the image from another vantage point. And again, if I want to take a measurement now, say a vertical length, and snap to some of these points, let's say the edge of that building to, let's say the center of the street here, I can then take a vertical measurement. So that is the short demonstration of the Here Reality Lens for ArcGIS Desktop add-in. It supports currently version 10.0 for Arcmap, with further support coming in the future.